Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Sit tight because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Bears. And honestly, it's something that's been brewing behind the scenes for a while. Rumors and inside whispers are swirling that the Chicago Bears are eyeing a major move in the secondary, specifically targeting none other than Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, you heard that right. That's a huge name, and it signals that the Bears are serious about strengthening their defense, especially their secondary, heading into 2024. If you've been paying attention, you know the Bears' secondary has been a mixed bag lately. They've shown flashes, but consistency has been the issue, and if there's one thing Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus want, it's to build a lockdown defense that can carry this team deep into the playoffs. So what's the scoop? Well, NFL insiders suggest that the Chiefs, who are currently fighting to stay afloat in a very competitive AFC, are open to trading Trent McDuffie. Why? Because Kansas City, after restructuring Patrick Mahomes' deal, is now facing a tight cap situation. They're estimated to have around $60 million in cap hits in 2026, especially with Mahomes' restructuring taking a hit of about $60 million. That puts a lot of pressure on their cap management, and they're looking to free up some space without sacrificing too much of their roster. And here's where the Bears come into play. The Chiefs are reportedly interested in swapping McDuffie, a talented 25-year-old cornerback, for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and a fifth-rounder. That would save Kansas City roughly $16 million in cap space, giving them some breathing room to sign other key pieces or address depth issues. Now, why would the Bears be so eager to pull the trigger on such a deal? Well, first of all, McDuffie is a versatile, young, and highly productive cornerback who fits perfectly into Chicago's defensive scheme. He's primarily a slot maestro, but he can also line up outside. In 2025, he racked up 4 interceptions, 12 pass deflections, and posted a PFF grade of a stellar 93, top 4 among corners. His catch rate allowed was just 46%, and his EPA per target was a solid -0.40. Those numbers tell you he's not only sticky in coverage, but also a ball hawk who can change the course of a game with a single play. Since entering the league in 2022, McDuffie has accumulated a total of 10 interceptions and 40 pass deflections, making him one of the most promising young corners in the league. His 2024 Pro Bowl season saw him snag 5 interceptions, including 2 defensive touchdowns, and he's become a key piece in Kansas City's secondary that's often been in the middle of the pack, but has the potential to elevate with a player like him. And here's a little context. The Chiefs are currently operating with a defensive unit ranked around 15th in points allowed, which isn't bad but isn't exactly elite either. They're heavily reliant on their offense, especially Mahomes and that high-powered attack, to carry them. The secondary, with players like Trent McDuffie, has been somewhat vulnerable, especially against top-tier passing offenses. With McDuffie, they could bolster their coverage against teams like the Bills, Bengals, or Ravens, teams that love to pass the ball and stretch defenses. But the Chiefs are also wary of their cap situation and might be willing to part with McDuffie to address other needs, especially since they're eyeing a three-peat, and that's no easy task with a defense ranked 15th in the league. For Chicago, this potential trade is huge. McDuffie would immediately upgrade their secondary, which already includes players like Jalen Johnson and rookie Deont Banks, but adding a guy like him would be a game-changer. Imagine him lining up next to Johnson with his cover skills, lockdown coverage, especially in the slot, making life miserable for opposing offenses. His ability to play both inside and outside provides flexibility, a luxury that not many corners possess. And given that the Bears have been looking to solidify their coverage unit after some struggles last season, bringing in McDuffie makes perfect sense. It's about creating a defensive backbone that can compete with the best in the league. The impact of this move on the Bears could be immediate and profound. With McDuffie in the fold, they could see a significant drop in passing yards allowed per game, from around 230 yards down to closer to 190, according to projections. That's a 21% improvement, which in today's NFL can translate into a lot more wins. Plus, his ball-hawking skills and ability to force turnovers will support a defense that's been somewhat inconsistent, especially when it comes to creating turnovers. With more takeaways, the Bears could flip the field more often, giving their offense a better shot at scoring. And let's not forget, this could also boost their overall pass defense EPA, which is crucial against the league's most potent aerial attacks, like the ones led by Jefferson in Minnesota, who already posted over 300 yards receiving last season. Now, if you're thinking about the bigger picture, this trade would also be a statement. It's a signal that Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus are serious about making the Bears a defensive powerhouse again, reminiscent of their dominant 2006 shutdown era. It's about building a secondary that's not just good but feared, capable of matching up against the best passing offenses in the league. Remember last season, the Bears' defense struggled against the pass, and that's an area they desperately want to improve. McDuffie's versatility and proven production make him a perfect piece to help turn that around. Looking ahead, analysts project that adding McDuffie could bump up the Bears' pass deflections by around 15 more than last season, pushing their total to new heights. It's comparable to how Patrick Surtain's addition to the Broncos in 2025 really boosted their coverage efficiency by over 16%. The secondary, now with McDuffie, would become a real windy wall, a tough nut for offenses to crack. That's exactly what the Bears need if they want to climb into the postseason conversation and challenge the NFC North's reigning powers. And with the loss of Odeyingbo, who is expected to contribute on defense, this move would also help generate more turnovers, potentially about 1-7 more per game, which could be the difference in close games. And let's talk about the playoff implications, because honestly, this might be the kind of move that pushes the Bears from a good team to a real contender. The odds to win the Super Bowl, which had skyrocketed to over +40, earlier in the season, could see a significant tightening. If the Bears bolster their secondary with a player like McDuffie, those odds could move to +15, or better, especially considering his playoff experience where he's already shown he can be a difference maker with 3 career playoff interceptions. Against top aerial threats like Jefferson, who had over 300 yards last season, McDuffie's presence could be the difference in high-stakes games. His ability to read plays, break on the ball, and create turnovers in critical moments makes him a perfect fit for a team aiming for a deep playoff run. Now, I know some fans might be wondering about the long-term plan. Well, this move fits into Ryan Poles' strategy of building a young, dynamic, and versatile secondary. McDuffie's age and skill set align perfectly with that vision. The Bears are transforming their roster into something that's both competitive now and capable of sustained success in the future. This trade, if it happens, would be a bold statement that the Bears aren't just content with a rebuild. They want to be a serious playoff and Super Bowl contender as soon as possible. In conclusion, this potential trade for Trent McDuffie signals a new chapter for the Chicago Bears. It's about locking down the pass, creating turnovers, and building a secondary that can carry the team to new heights. It's a move that echoes the great defenses of the past, but with a modern, versatile twist. The NFL is a league of quarterbacks and passing games, and if the Bears can shore up that part of the field with a player like McDuffie, they're setting themselves up for a big leap forward. The NFC North is already competitive, but with this kind of upgrade, Chicago could be looking at their strongest shot yet at returning to the top of the division and making a serious playoff push. So, keep an eye on this story. It's not just a rumor, it's potentially a game changer for the Bears' future. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Trent McDuffie is the piece that can elevate the Bears' secondary to another level? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in navy and orange? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This is a team on the rise, and with moves like these, the future looks brighter than ever. Let's keep that passion alive, and as always, bear down.